This book, The Unhoneymooners, is two different genres. The first half is one genre, and the second half is a related but different genre. And this does affect whether or not you should read the book and whether or not I would recommend it for you. Let's get into it. This is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. And yes, this book is sunburnt. As a quick aside, this is what happens to books that you leave in the sun too long. The book cover should actually look like this, bright and yellow, versus this nearly white cover. I got this book used because I was curious on whether or not I wanted to read it, and it was described as a romantic comedy. And I love comedy. I love funny books. They're great. And I will say, the first half of this book is a romantic comedy, and it is rolling on the floor with laughter, so funny. I was literally sitting in the basement of a Marriott just doing my laundry. It was like a weird, uncomfortable chair. It wasn't the greatest place to read, and yet I was cackling laughing for over an hour as I read the first half of this book. So funny, so hilarious. I thought this was going to be an absolute 5-star read, that I would recommend this to everybody and their mom. I was just like, this is it. But then I read the second half. At that point, I was up in my hotel room, comfortable. Everything should have been perfect for that reading experience. And yet I felt like I was reading a completely different story. Okay, completely different is a little bit of a jump. It felt like the second half of this book was written by a different author. And then I think it was after I finished this book that I learned that this book actually is written by two different authors. This is a combination name of the two authors, Christina Hobbs and Lauren Billings. And I definitely could feel this. I don't know how they actually planned out writing this, but I feel like one of them wrote the first half and they were the romantic comedy author. And then the other author wrote the rest of the book, the second half, and they're a contemporary romance author. And that's why I felt like this book is two different genres, because it definitely splits. The first half is just comedy and humor and laughter. And the second half is your typical angst, miscommunication, lack of communication, incorrect communication, some of the tropes in contemporary romance that drive me crazy. It is the only genre that has almost absolutely no representation on my bookshelf. I do have, I think, 2 contemporary romance books, and I can share them at a later date. But in general, I cannot stand that genre personally. I hope those who love that genre have a great time. And that actually comes into whether or not I would recommend this book. If you like contemporary romance, go for it. Go for it. You will love The Unhoneymooners. It will be a great experience for you if you enjoy contemporary romance, if you like angst, if you like feeling like, oh, are they going to get together? Are they not going to get together? If that feels great for you in a modern context, go for it. Go for it. Please. I think you'll have a great time. If you're like me and you don't really like contemporary romance, you really have to pick a gem from the whole bag before you're going to like anything from contemporary romance. I wouldn't recommend this book, especially if you go into it thinking that this is going to be a romantic comedy. The first half is, and it will bait you into thinking that it's going to be hilarious the whole way through. And you're going to spend the entire second half of this book not laughing, annoyed, and then by the end you're just like, what happened to my funny characters? Why are they now all just these serious, typical, can't communicate well romantic comedy characters, in my personal opinion? For me, this is not a book I DNF'd, but it is a book that I will not be keeping on my shelf. I'm going to sell this. This has no place amongst all my other literature. But I'm not saying that you shouldn't read this. If you like contemporary romance and you think you'll like romantic comedy, read it. I don't have a lot of romantic comedy on my shelf, and I was really excited to pick up The Unhoneymooners because I really did want to read some romantic comedy. I have one book that I would say is romantic comedy, and it's up there in its box set, and it's called Running Close to the Wind by Alex Rowland. And this is gay fantasy. It is so funny. It is absolutely hilarious. Just like died laughing the entire time. But this is the only book that I can really think of. Well, that's not true. I also have Butcher and the Blackbird, and that book is like a dark romance, but it's like a dark romantic comedy. Also hilarious, also super funny, and it's about 2 serial killers who meet on the job and fall in love. So funny. So I do have some books that I do think fit within the genre of romantic comedy, but I am curious if you guys have any other recommendations. I don't mind reading something that's set in the modern time, but I really would like to avoid contemporary romance. So if you have a romantic comedy recommendation that doesn't involve contemporary romance, please share it, because I would absolutely love to have some book recommendations on that front. So those are my thoughts on The Unhoneymooners, and I hope that helps you figure out whether or not you want to pick up this book. This, what I believe from what I've seen, has been a pretty popular book talk book. Till next time, keep reading what you love.